Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic for everyone. The mystery of the Fabergé eggs. The story of the Fabergé eggs is a tale of art, opulence, and a persistent mystery that has captivated historians and collectors for over a century. These exquisite works of art, crafted from gold, enamel, and precious stones, are not just simple jewels. They are time capsules that encapsulate the grandeur and tragic fate of the Romanov dynasty. The story begins in Tsarist Russia, a vast and autocratic empire ruled by the Romanov dynasty. At the heart of this flourishing society, the jeweler Peter Carl Fabergé, with his workshop in St. Petersburg, had earned a reputation for his unparalleled mastery and artistic talent. His creations were coveted by the elite, but his most famous work was yet to be born. In 1885, Tsar Alexander III decided to commission a very special Easter gift for his wife, Empress Maria Fyodorovna. The tradition of exchanging eggs at Easter was a custom deeply rooted in Russian culture, but the Tsar was looking for something extraordinary. A gift that would not only be luxurious but also express his deep affection for her. Fabergé, known for his ingenuity and attention to detail, created the hen egg, the first imperial Easter egg. On the outside, it looked like a simple white enameled hen's egg, but its true magic was hidden inside. Upon opening the egg, the Empress discovered a matte gold yolk, and inside that, a solid gold hen. The small hen also opened to reveal two surprises: a miniature replica of the imperial crown and a small ruby pendant, both of which were lost over time. The Empress was so delighted with the gift that Tsar Alexander III decreed that Fabergé should create a new imperial egg every year. The only condition imposed on Fabergé was that each egg had to be unique and contain a different and surprising secret. This creative freedom allowed Fabergé and his artisans to unleash their imagination. The subsequent eggs became increasingly complex and elaborate. The Tsar never knew what design would be presented, which added an element of mystery and anticipation to the annual tradition. In 1894, Tsar Alexander III passed away, and his son, Nicholas II, ascended to the throne. Nicholas not only continued his father's tradition, but he expanded it, commissioning 2 eggs each year, one for his mother, the now Dowager Empress, and another for his wife, Empress Alexandra Fyodorovna. The Fabergé workshop became a hub of artistic innovation. The artisans worked with extraordinary precision and care, using old and new techniques to create works that defied the imagination. Gold, platinum, enamel, diamonds, and pearls were combined to tell stories. Each egg commemorated an important event in the life of the imperial family. For example, the Trans-Siberian egg, 1900, celebrated the completion of the railway line and contained a miniature replica of a train with a locomotive and 5 carriages, all made of gold. The Alexander Palace egg, 1908, featured miniatures of the Tsar's 5 daughters and the Tsarevich Alexei, the heir to the throne. Inside, there was a miniature replica of the Alexander Palace, the royal family's summer home. Over the years, Fabergé created a total of 50 imperial Easter eggs. Each one was a testament to the wealth, power, and unparalleled taste of Russia's last imperial family. But the Romanovs' grandeur was destined for an abrupt and tragic end. In 1917, the Russian Revolution erupted, putting an end to centuries of autocratic rule. Tsar Nicholas II abdicated, and the royal family was arrested and ultimately executed. Fabergé's workshop was nationalized by the new Bolshevik government. The royal family's assets, including the invaluable Easter eggs, were seized and taken to the Kremlin Armory Palace for safekeeping. The mystery of the Fabergé eggs was just beginning. In the following decades, the fate of these works of art became an enigma, with rumors of secret sales, unexpected auctions, and an uncertain whereabouts. The trail of most of them would be lost, and the world would wonder where they had gone. After the revolution, the Bolsheviks, who desperately needed foreign currency to finance their new state, began selling off imperial properties. In the interwar period, a large number of Fabergé eggs were auctioned and sold to collectors and art dealers in Europe and the United States. The sale of these imperial treasures was a chaotic and often poorly documented process. The eggs, which had once been a symbol of the monarchy, were scattered around the world, their origins and historical value often ignored by buyers and auction houses. During this time, people were not aware of the historical importance of these pieces. They were seen simply as decorative objects, which allowed their trail to be easily lost. The records were incomplete, and the political instability of the time did not help to maintain accurate tracking. The most notable collector of this era was the American businessman Malcolm Forbes, who acquired 9 of the imperial eggs at auctions and from private collections. For decades, his collection was the largest outside of Russia, and it helped spark a renewed interest in these pieces. Over the years, the search for the lost eggs became an obsession for historians, art dealers, and mystery lovers. It was known that Fabergé had created 50 imperial eggs, but only a handful of them had a known whereabouts. One of the greatest challenges in the search was the lack of detailed information about many of the eggs. Some were only known from black and white photographs, period descriptions, and scarce archival documents. It required true detective work to track them down. Investigators examined old auction catalogs, correspondence from the royal family, and period diaries in search of clues. Every small detail, a particular engraving, a description of the enamel, or a reference to an internal surprise, became a piece of the puzzle. Over time, some eggs that were believed to be lost were discovered. The necessary egg, 1889, for example, was discovered in 2004 by a scrap metal dealer in the American Midwest who had bought it at a flea market. This dealer had acquired it for $13,000, intending to sell it for its gold value. But while researching its value, he discovered that it was one of the lost eggs. Years later, he sold it for $33 million. Another fascinating case was the Constellation egg, which was left unfinished in 1917 when production at the House of Fabergé ceased. It was found at the Mineralogical Museum in Moscow in 2001, adding another piece to the puzzle of its legacy. The search for the lost eggs often led to unexpected discoveries about their owners. Many of them had passed from hand to hand without their owners realizing their true origin or value and had remained in anonymity for decades. The Romanov family kept a great number of secrets and memories in each of these eggs. Some contained portraits of their children, miniatures of palaces, and others were decorated with engravings that alluded to significant events in the history of the imperial family. These eggs were much more than jewels. They were artifacts with a personal and emotional history that made them even more valuable. They were a testament to an empire and a family that had disappeared. And the search for the eggs became a way to relive the past. The mystery of the Fabergé eggs is a reminder that great works of art can have secret lives. They can be lost, hidden, and reappear in the most unexpected places, which adds a layer of intrigue to their beauty and rarity. Despite the efforts of researchers, a significant number of Fabergé eggs remain missing. A total of 7 imperial eggs, created between 1886 and 1903, are believed to have an unknown whereabouts, adding an aura of mystery to their history. The third imperial egg, 1887, for example, was last seen at an auction in London in 1922. It disappeared for more than 80 years, until an antique dealer identified it as a Fabergé egg in 2012, after seeing a photograph in a Vanity Fair magazine article. The cherub with chariot egg, 1888, was also lost in the chaos of the revolution. It is only known from a photograph and a description that it contained a small chariot pulled by a cherub. Another case is the necessary egg, 1889, which contained a set of toiletry tools for the Tsarina. It was lost for decades and believed to have been destroyed until it reappeared in the 2000s. The mystery of the lost eggs has generated countless theories and speculations. Were they stolen? Were they lost at sea? Are they hidden in some private collection, unknown even to their owners? The search for these eggs has become a global passion. Books have been written, documentaries have been filmed, and even television shows have been created to try to solve the enigma of their disappearance. The mystery of the Fabergé eggs has become a symbol of lost treasures of history, a reminder that wealth and beauty are fleeting and that even the most valuable works of art can disappear without a trace. However, in 2004, the Russian tycoon Viktor Vekselberg bought the Malcolm Forbes collection, returning 9 of the imperial eggs to Russia. This acquisition was a monumental event as it reunited a significant part of the collection and gave it a permanent home at the Fabergé Museum in St. Petersburg. The Fabergé Museum, which opened in 2013, is now home to the largest collection of imperial Easter eggs outside the Kremlin, with a total of 11 pieces. The exhibition of the eggs in one place has allowed experts to study them closely and learn more about the history of the imperial family. The Vekselberg collection also includes other non-imperial Fabergé eggs, created for private clients, which shows that Fabergé not only worked for royalty, but was also a highly sought-after artisan by high society of the time. Despite the reunion of these eggs, the mystery of the remaining pieces persists. The hope that another missing Fabergé egg will someday appear keeps the search alive. The Fabergé eggs are a bridge between the past and the present. They remind us of an era of splendor and opulence that ended abruptly, and their beauty continues to captivate those who see them today. The story of the Fabergé eggs is also a story of resilience and survival. Despite revolution, war, and dispersion, they have endured through time, and their legacy continues to fascinate the world. The mystery of the lost eggs is a reminder that there are stories that are never fully closed. The whereabouts of the 7 remaining eggs continue to be one of the great enigmas of the art world, and so, the mystery of the Fabergé eggs endures, waiting to be solved by the next generation of historians, collectors, and lovers of art and opulent stories. If you like this story, give us a like, subscribe to the Apex of Shadows channel, comment, and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching this video and see you in the next video.